time for our second round of tiebreakers here at the GOMTV broadcast of the Korea Premier League for WCS, the OSL. I am Wolf. With me is Calder, and we're ready for our second set of tiebreakers.
We are definitely ready. Rain earlier on looked at the tiebreak and was like, you know, guys, I've actually been here for quite some time. I enjoy playing in front of an audience. I don't want to go to the round of 8 just yet. I want to prolong that a little bit. So he lost the game to Haiva, and now we are in our second tiebreaker, and we will find out if Rain is able to perform the same PvP that he was able to pull off against First in our first tiebreaker.
Yeah. I got kicked from the lobby, and it was really rude. I'm coming back in, though. The map is Belshire Vestige.
Okay, Belshire Vestige for our PvP. So we go through the same cycle once again. We start with our PvP. The winner of this game is going to advance to play against Hydra. And if he takes that match as well, then he will be the first player to advance to the round of 8 out of Group C today.
Yeah, if he can do that. He almost did it last time.
Yeah.
So everything starts over, by the way, for the map orders. It's entirely the same, just a complete reset here. So Rain plays another PvP. He was able to take the first one with really good late game play and also good harassment with his Oracle. Totally different map this time, though.
Yeah, this time we have a really different map, and we talked a little bit about the insane record that First actually has in the Protoss versus Protoss. We didn't really get to see that performance in Game 1 when Rain took that series, but First tried to be very, very aggressive. The problem for him was really that Rain at the same time went for a Stargate opening and sent one Oracle across the map, and that went completely unscouted, took down half the economy of First, so that was definitely a big, big problem for him to deal with. And then the Void Ray came out and stopped the aggression of First Cold. So this is going to be a different map, of course, also a very different game, and let's see if First can make this happen. He saved his chances to go to the round of 8 by defeating Haiva and brought us to the second tiebreaker.
Yeah. You know, I really want to get a interview with Rain and see what like he has to say about that game that he lost. Like, I'm sure if he wins, there will probably be a translated interview later, you know, on sites like all over the place, but you know, even if he loses, I would love to hear from him. maybe I'll tweet at him what happened, and he'll probably just send me a sad face in typical Korean Twitter fashion.
Probably doesn't even know. That was just tunnel vision, and just the. I mean, that match was so exciting, and I don't even know how that must have felt for the player.
Yeah,
I was already shaken, and I just watched it. I didn't even have to participate in it. But well, we are going into the
darkness.
Yeah, into the darkness for a little bit. They're pulling a bit of an Inca and disappear from screen. We have Rain versus First in the PvP. Let's get ready, guys, for that game. I'm excited for the second tiebreaker. I want to see what exactly First brings to the table in this mirror match now. Heading into the first map, it is Belshire Vestige, Rain versus First, tiebreaker number 2. Starting up to the top left of the map for LGIM, it is
new challenger, LGIM First.
Well, First is up against a Fuller Protoss player. Starting to the bottom right, we have, of course,
Grandmaster, SK Telecom T1 Rain.
An OSL champion.
Yeah, an OSL champion. And the OSL champion here was defeated by First in the regular group stage without taking a single map. But then in our first tiebreaker, Rain was able to take the game and advanced to face Haiva.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very, very different. We talked about the statistics a little bit earlier. We have definitely in a First now in a position where he, traditionally speaking, has the better Protoss versus Protoss, but Rain is a crazy strong player, and he should have won that game against Haiva. And I think 9 out of 10 times he's going to take that game, but this happened to be the one time where he forgets to build another structure and then is eliminated. So let's see who is going to advance to that winner's match, I think you can call it, out of this Protoss versus Protoss.
Yeah, we're going to find out. So far the builder is identical. We're about to find out about the gases. Just a very brief look at first-person view there, one of our players. At least I think that's what that was. It scared me a little bit, but double gas here for... Actually, so Rain goes double gas, First goes for a second gas that's a little bit delayed.
And First likes to be quite aggressive. We've seen this in game number 1 already. Rain started, as mentioned before, with a Stargate tech. This is a bit of a different map. You can also go, of course, for proxy Stargates here and try to get that Oracle into your opponent's main base. But this is something that we've seen already so often that players will usually scout on the map and try to find out if there is a proxy play. So at this point, I really feel that it's going to start to become an endurance match very soon. And keep in mind that First and Hiva are playing only their second game of the day, or their third game of the day. Rain was here for quite some time already.
Yeah, it's true. And we've seen this happen before, where the longer the night goes on, the builds actually start to become sloppier and sloppier, or more all-in, or more cheesy as the night goes on, because people just get tired. The last time we had a situation like this was Noblesse was in a group, and I forgot who he played against, but it was some of the most insanely good games I've seen in up and downs.
Oh yeah, that was actually, he was in a group with, I think, at least with 2 Protoss players.
Sniper was there, I think.
Oh, you mean in the old Mukdung studio?
Yeah. In the Mukdung studio. It was like the last time we cast. It was our last day of casting the Mukdung studio, I remember.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. He was actually the one who took all the games in the group at first. It looked like he would definitely come out of the group, and then suddenly he ended up in such a weird tiebreaker.
It looked like he got exhausted, and that's why I bring up this example. You can get burned out if you keep playing these games, because it's not about playing the games themselves. These guys play 30 ladder games a day sometimes, but it's the mental exhaustion of games like we saw with Rain losing that really gets into your mind.
How many tiebreakers did we have back then? I think 3, right?
No, it was ended on the 3rd one. So.
We talked about First being aggressive, and we have both of them actually with a double gate right now and getting those units out right away. So there's a little bit of probe cuddling in the main base, and those 2 mothership cores immediately. This comes down to unit control at this point, both with very much the same build.
Stargate for Rain, and for First, still no tech shown. He could also add his own Stargate. That would be a very big coincidence. He adds a forward pylon that will maybe not be scouted, at least not initially here. And no tech.
There's the Stargate for, well, the Stargate for Rain, as you just said, but yeah, for First, no tech, and this is exactly what we saw in game number 1. So it's a very similar build. It's not exactly the same, but it could end up in the same situation. All those units rallied across the map already for First, and he has the forward pylon. He can actually move in, and this time the Stargate is so much later that the Oracle is not going to be any concern. But all those Stalkers that walk unconcerned in the main base of First, that's the problem.
Yeah, he has a force field back at home, but he does not force field. He's too late here, and the Mothership Core is also there. The Void Ray has started. I give Rain a big edge here.
Yeah, he definitely has an edge, and there's the force field, but the Stalkers are already in the main base of Rain. He needs to take down that Stargate, though. The time warp against those probes, they are trying to fight the Stalkers. Always a bad idea.
There's so many Stalkers here, though. The Void Ray alone may not be enough. He has those 2 Stalkers, a Gateway unpowered here. So many probes going down. Worker count right now down to 9 for First.
How much energy does he have on the Mothership Core? Can he recall?
No. He only has 66 energy right now because he used the time warp.
Yeah, Stalker against Stalker and the probes. The harvesting count 7 against 23. Supply block for Rain.
Yeah, he's supply
Stalker goes
here.
down, and here comes the Void Ray.
Chasing him out with some help with the probes, and Rain taking a massive lead here. He has so much more production because he's killed so many harvesters here.
Yeah, he has killed so many of them.
Can target down one more.
23 harvesters killed by Rain and only 7 by First. We have 7 against 23 SCVs, probes.
And, well, he goes up here. Force field is decent. And I think Rain is ended this game. He gets a time warp to slow down the little mining that's left for First.
This looks like game.
It looks like it.
With everything that he has, he's warping in additional units now. He's getting those extra pylons up. He still has the Void Ray on top of that ramp. This is a little bit of a soft contain, but with this economy, what can he hope to achieve? He can just get our units out at the bottom right and try to make one desperate attempt of taking this game. But if he's not able to break up the ramp, he's going to lose this.
Yeah. The Mothership Core is on nearly 200 energy, but is a time warp really going to help him as he tries to move up a ramp? All that Rain has to do is just calmly wait here. He has another force field. He's getting his second Void Ray. Once he has 2 Void Rays, this army is useless for
Stalkers. They melt away against Void Rays with the overcharge ability.
And even without it, the Void Rays do decent.
Yeah. It's still 24 harvesters against simply 9, and the income is just so incredible for Rain. He took down so many units, and it looks like First this time is really running out of luck. He already lost against Rain in game number 1 in the first tiebreaker, and now in the second it looks really bad for him. We might see the match between Rain and Hiva.
Yeah. There's an Oracle on the way for Rain now, and he makes a Nexus. That's what these Stalkers have been waiting for. They're going to target it instantly. Well, they should.
Yeah, they should move in.
He may wait a little bit longer, but it's going to make it harder to kill the Nexus, of course.
Yeah. Can he really hope to achieve more than force a cancel?
He could also try to run over and force heal the units into the main base and kill it after it's not cancelled. Because one thing he can do. See, yeah, he's making it look like there's only 2 Stalkers here. Yeah. This is actually really tricky. I like it. He baits the units down the ramp. That was his opportunity to force heal them out with those sentries.
That's
Time
the best
warp
thing
goes
that
down.
he can do. He's moving in. He's
If he
trying
can
to push
force
it up.
maybe it makes it work. But no,
Too
the
much.
sentries go around the left side. The Void Rays charge up.
way.
There's way too much here.
There's way too much. Double Void Ray, and he's taking down everything. The second Time Warp is there, but even the Oracle now helping out. And Hiva, Rain is going to take this and go up against Hiva. GG.
A cool little cute idea there at the last second by First. I like the idea because it's tricky, and maybe if he had trapped half the units on the ramp and killed half of the army, it could have worked, but it was not so.
It was a sneaky move. It definitely was a sneaky move. Something that he could have tried to pull off here. But yeah.
First is not happy.
No, not at all. I mean, at least he was able to force it into a tiebreaker, but he knows that he's now relying on Hiva to take the game against Rain.
Yeah, he's basically watching history repeat itself, at least step 1, as First was defeated last time by Rain as well.
Well, actually, if you think about it, if Rain takes now the game against Hiva, then the match between Hiva and First is going to decide who advances together with the Rain. So he's still fine here, but that's definitely not the spot where you want to be in.
Yeah, exactly.
The next map, the map for Rain versus Hiva, is going to be Newkirk. All right.
For some reason, when I looked down at it, I saw Ohana. It's not the case.
What? No, Newkirk is going to be the map. So we will see a Zerg versus Pro. This is actually exactly the map that Hiva played in the last match against First, where he lost with that mix of strategies and upgrades that he had there, going for the melee upgrades, heading into a massive amount of Swarm Hosts, getting a double Spire out there. Was a little bit shaky, but right now he might be able to pull it off against Rain, but Rain looks really determined to take this right now and goes straight to the round of 8.
Yeah, and Rain he's in a position where he has to just think about it. He's talked to his coach, I'm sure, in between the matches. He lost this particular match last time in our previous tiebreaker, but it was a weird game that he should have won. You know, any other Protoss put him in the booth with the similar circumstances, with knowing all that we did, and I thought you saw something strange off in the corner. I was freaked out. I was should I be worried? Is there a spider about to land on my head?
No, it's fine.
So as long as
I hear voices. That's why.
Okay. As long as
you don't hear that?
The Korean caster's voices?
No, there's something else. I heard different voices. I don't know. Maybe I've been here too long.
I really should be worried. Well, anyways, so as I'm trying to say here is, as long as he can get it into his head, I actually basically beat this guy before. Yep. I did lose, but I should have won. And if he can keep himself motivated in that way, he can feel comfortable going into this next
Coach
set.
Dude, more Void Rays. Build more Void Rays. Well, Rain certainly looks very, very focused. And Hiva, of course, he wants to take this. He's known to be very aggressive. He hasn't shown any sneaky builds so far today. We might see that happening in the second tiebreaker right now. We're going into the game. Newkirk Precinct is the map. Rain versus Hiva. Protoss versus Zerg. The second tiebreaker, the WCS Premier League Group C in the round of 16. Let's head straight into the game. Yeah, I guess that's it.